Tonight we're looking at my top 5 David Lynch movies. At number 5 is Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me. A prequel movie to Lynch's hugely successful TV series, this movie was viciously hated upon its release, unfairly criticised due largely to people being tired of the television show and seeing this as something of a cash grab. Thankfully, it's since been reappraised by many critics as an outstanding psychological horror movie and one of Lynch's finest works. Cheryl Lee gives a stunning central performance and Angelo Badalamenti produces arguably his best work on this soundtrack. A more fulfilling experience if you're au fait with the series, but a worthwhile watch for anybody. Number 4, Lost Highway. Another movie that was underappreciated upon its release. Here Lynch leaves behind the nightmares lurking in suburbia and instead, inspired by the O.J. Simpson trial, explores the idea of the horror and psychological breaks that can happen in the seemingly idyllic world of the rich and famous. Developing a dark psychological mystery out of the exploration of what could lead someone who seems to have everything to descend into a violent, deranged killer. Number 3, Eraserhead. Lynch often cites Eraserhead as his most spiritual movie, as he explores his fear of impending fatherhood. The soundtrack and visuals of Eraserhead have become hugely influential. If you haven't seen the movie, then you likely have seen some of the cinematic language this production pioneered used elsewhere. Claustrophobic and uncomfortable viewing, but that's entirely the point, as Eraserhead aspires to put you into the same emotional state as the director. Number 2, Blue Velvet. Lynch's first deep dive into the idea of the suburban nightmare. We are presented with the idyllic small town, with smiling faces and white picket fences, before Lynch takes us behind the twitching curtains to the horror that lurks there. A more focused linear story than many of Lynch's later works, it allows for the performances of his cast to really come to the fore. Isabella Rossellini, Kyle MacLachlan and Laura Dern are excellent, but the star here is Dennis Hopper, in one of the finest roles of his career as the dark, disturbingly twisted central villain of the piece. Number 1, Mulholland Drive. In my opinion, his masterpiece and one of the best films of the century. Mulholland Drive is where Lynch explores the subconscious. Dreams, nightmares, fantasies and memories all occupy the screen, while still offering a linear narrative to guide the audience. Here he gets the balance right, as his drifts into abstraction all manage to stay in service of the central story and its themes. Deeply complex and ambitious and brilliantly executed.
I just wanted to come here.
To Winkies?
This Winkies.
Okay. Why this Winkies?
It's kind of embarrassing.
Go ahead.
I had a dream about this place.
Oh boy.
You see what I mean?
Okay. So you had a dream about this place. Tell me.
Well, it's the second one I've had, but they're both the same. They start out that I'm in here, but it's not day or night. It's kind of half night, you know? But it looks just like this, except for the light. And I'm scared like I can't tell you. Of all people, you're standing right over there. By that counter. You're in both dreams. And you're scared. I get even more frightened when I see how afraid you are, and then I realize what it is. There's a man in back of this place. He's the one who's doing it. I can see him through the wall. I can see his face. I hope that I never see that face ever outside of a dream. That's it.
So, you came to see if he's out there.
To get rid of this god-awful feeling.
Right then.